Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Let's Talk Tie the Knot stage. Hope you're all well. I'm Beth Forsyth. I'm editor of wedding magazine Tie the Knot Scotland. You can pick up a free copy at the end there or come up and chat to us up on stand 428F. I'm joined on stage now by one of Scotland's leading occasion wear and bridal wear designers, Joyce Young. Joyce herself has reason to celebrate as she's been in business 30 years this year. And over the course of those years, she's become known for dressing brides and mums who choose to have simple, stunning and elegant designs. Her studios are based in the north of Glasgow. She also has a store in London, where her friendly and experienced team will help you achieve the perfect look, whether from Couture, which are collections designed especially for you, or Studio, her made-to-order collections. She was even awarded an OBE for her services to the industry, so you know she's a safe and very talented pair of hands. You'll find her over in stand 430A over there this weekend. And she's here to chat us through some classic wedding looks, give us some bridal wear shopping advice, and chat about Mother of the Bride's shopping as well. So Joyce, first of all, tell me a bit about these dresses.
Well, Dina, who is on my right here, she is wearing one of our very first wedding dresses, which was made for a bride in 1994, and this is the dress. And Caroline the bride was just a huge fan of Grace Kelly, and her mum had all books and all photographs. So this was our interpretation of the Grace Kelly wedding dress, which has gone on to become one of the most iconic wedding dresses of all time, and has been the inspiration for many designers over the years. Over 6 to 7 years ago, when Grace Kelly married Prince Rainier of Monaco and became Princess Grace of Monaco. Now I also have Kate Middleton's dress was inspired by Grace Kelly's dress. And there's been just various interpretations. We have done our own interpretations of this classic style over the last 30 years, and we have some photographs of some of our brides. Some of them have high necks, some of them have V-backs, but they all take their inspiration from that iconic wedding dress. The one that Sherry is wearing is called Tiffany, and it's quite contemporary with the pockets, and it's made in a beautiful Italian silk and corded lace.
Where do you think, there's obviously a lot of choice out there when it comes to wedding gowns, where do you think brides should begin when it comes to thinking about their dress?
They should, I think, start early. Once you've got your venue, I think it's important to get your venue fixed, because then you can start imagining yourself in the venue. And then once you've got that, then it's too early to start. But have a look at Pinterest and put boards together, get your ideas together before you go out shopping. And most people know what sort of shape suits them. But once you actually start going to shops, and choose carefully which shops you go to, take your friends' recommendations, but also you want to be different to your friends. And I think the wedding show is a great idea just to get an idea of what's out there.
In terms of the appointments themselves, is there anything that brides-to-be should do ahead of the appointments?
Yeah, I think when you're going for an appointment, you want to feel and look good. So we never feel great in a dress if we're not looking our best. So I think have your hair done nicely, wear nice lingerie, and go out to enjoy the experience. But obviously it's a serious time because it's a very important dress that you're going to choose. Don't be pushed into buying something in the first shop. Most wedding dresses take a few months to order. So there's no rush unless you're buying a sale wedding dress and there's fear of loss. Take your time and look for the dress that makes you feel. Sometimes when you put it on, you just know that this is the dress, but other times you don't, because it might be a style that really would suit you, but it might not be your size. So you have to have a bit of imagination. But don't just go for the first dress that you try. You might go back to the first dress, but try on different things, and be prepared to be surprised as well. Go with an open mind when it comes to trying on dresses.
And I think you mentioned to me, which I thought was quite interesting, about avoiding fizz.
Avoiding this. Yes, I know some shops, we don't, but it's some shops will ply you with drink. And you know, that's that's for a reason. That once you've had a tipsy, you might say yes to the dress if it's like it. But the time to celebrate is after choosing your dress.
And what about any tips for brides and bridesmaids on the day?
One of the things that I was at a wedding and hadn't necessarily thought about, but the bridesmaids, it's quite popular now for the bridesmaids to go down before the bride comes down. And if they do, make sure that one or two of your bridesmaids are charged with the task to come and spread the train out. I was itching to get out to spread the bride's train out. The four bridesmaids were standing just looking about. There was nobody there and I was in the middle of a row, so I couldn't go and do it for her. So just think about these things. It used to be that the bridesmaids came behind the bride and they would spread the train out. But now if they go before, you need to get someone to come back and put it in place so the pictures look amazing. Thanks, girls. Look amazing.
Thank you, Lena Sherry. I'd like to welcome our lovely mother models.
Can I just say something before?
Of course,
I forgot to mention the new Grace Kelly dress. So having had the inspiration for many dresses over time, we thought that we'd celebrate the 30 years which is in wedding terms is a pearl wedding. So this is our latest translation of the Grace Kelly dress with a pearl lace bodice and a detachable train. So variations on a theme. Sorry.
No, thanks, Joyce. I'd like to welcome Julie, Gillian and Marlon, looking gorgeous ladies. So when it comes to mum's attire, how far in advance should mums be looking for their outfit?
Well, a year might seem a bit, too early to start looking. If you have a year, then start thinking about it. But I say a year because it's the same time of year that you're going to be wearing it. And therefore it's quite difficult to think if you're in the depths of winter about July wedding and wearing something when it's going to be a sunny day. So, but 6 months if you want to wait a bit longer, but just don't leave it too late. Most people are trying to lose weight for a wedding and don't want to go out until they've lost the weight. That's not a really great idea because if you leave it too late and then you can't find what you're looking for, panic sets in, and you really want a wedding's a wonderful thing to have to look forward to, and you don't want it stressful. So start early, plan early, enjoy all the visits that you're going to make, and we make to measure, so we can show you the fabrics, and you can choose your style, and then have your measurements taken at a later date if you're seriously thinking about losing weight. Otherwise, I would say plan early.
Yeah. And is it helpful to bring friends and family along? How many is too many? Who would you suggest?
Most people do want to have either their husband's approval or the bride's approval. A few people are very decisive and come and they know what they want, but most of us know what we suit and we know what we want. But there's just that little bit that wants the approval of someone else. I would either go yourself first and choose something and then take your preferred person back, the person you really trust to give you the right answer. And the right answer is the one that agrees with your opinion. Because you'll probably go your own way anyway. But yes, don't take too many people, not too many opinions. I think you might end up with something that doesn't suit you as well as it should if you've got too many opinions, because then the other person might have an idea of what they like and might sort of not force it on you, but might influence you to go with something they like. It's got to suit you. You've got to feel right in it. And because it's a very important day, you want to put on your outfit and not have to worry about it afterwards. Know you look gorgeous and just be there and accept all the compliments.
So obviously we have some gorgeous skirts and dresses here, and obviously that's a classic mother of the bride to go to. But is it ever okay to wear trousers to a wedding?
Well, I love
As a mother
trousers.
as well,
Yes,
isn't
and a lot of our clients say that they're comfortable in trousers and that they never wear dresses. I think it's very acceptable for a wedding to wear like palazzo pants, something soft and flowing. We're not talking about some manly trouser suits. For me, and that's me in the middle, and that's my son's wedding last year. I went for his wedding before that. I wore trousers as well, but it's more like a divided skirt. And I was in my comfort zone. I felt relaxed, and the two ladies and I was out. Same thing. They felt more relaxed wearing palazzo pants rather than trousers. Yeah.
Yeah. Looking fabulous there, Joyce, as well, I must say. So let's talk a bit more generally about what silhouettes and fabrics suits different types of bodies. So for curvier women, perhaps, what would you suggest?
For curvy women, it's very fashionable now to have not be a twiggy shape. So if you want to accentuate that, go for an outfit like Julie's wearing, a fuller skirt, accentuating the waist. We don't have one here, but a V-neck's always good. Keep a look not too low, because we can get a bit crepey when we get older. So don't go too low. But yeah, it's quite quite flattering to have V-necks. Most people want to cover their arms, and it becomes unfortunately quite limiting because we want to cover our arms. Most of us have got a bit broader around the middle, and we still want to look fashionable. So it's accentuating your best point. And these ladies are all wearing completely different styles. I say for curvier people that it's better not to have stiff fabrics and not to look too formal. If you have an outfit like Marlon's wearing, which is a soft focus organza, so the dress is straight, and you just see it sort of just softens the outline, and I'm not a big fan of very formal, stiff fabrics when you're a larger size, and comfort as well. So all these ladies are wearing chiffons, georgette, jacquard, but there's a softness and a flow to the fabric.
What about dinky little ladies like us, Joyce, little petite ladies? What would you
Or
suggest?
vertically challenged. I believe that if it's made specially for you and you get the proportions right, you can wear most things. And it's just about it's difficult to go into a retail shop and just shorten a hem or what, because the pockets are too long, the back neck to waist is too long, and it's they just don't look quite right. But if you're starting from scratch and having it made to measure, all these ladies are about 5 feet, so they keeping the colour, taking the fabric up to your neck and keeping one colour also gives height. Having 3/4 length sleeve rather than a long sleeve also takes any horizontals, take your eye up. So if you keep the horizontals higher, then that gives you more height, makes your legs look longer.
What about lovely tall ladies like Gillian and Jill?
Yeah.
Can they get away with absolutely anything?
Most of us want to be tall and slim, so don't think they have so much problem. But yeah, you're absolutely. This dress actually, although it's on Gillian's very slim, it's excellent for somebody with a larger bust. So a shape that is bigger in the top and slimmer, this dress is perfect for, because it comes in towards the hem, and any of our tulip shaped dresses are also very good. But if you're tall and slim, you can bulk out a bit if you like, and have maybe fuller sleeves, and there's certainly more options that are flattering. These ladies were all very tall and have different outfits, but it's a nice position to be in when you go in and suit events. It's more difficult to choose because everything suits you.
And if you're a fruity lady, so say we're apple shaped or pear shaped, what are your suggestions for those body shapes?
So for apple shapes, again, what I was saying about just being curvy, I think if you keep the soft focus, vertical lines, anything that splits you and that makes you slimmer. Perhaps two-tone. I'm not a great advocate for prints and big patterns because I think it's the brides that you don't want to be too loud at a wedding, and I think a lot of designers do a lot of big patterns for larger ladies, and so for me it's about subtlety and having maybe a subtle pattern like the jacquard in the middle that's been very popular, or lace is always fashionable. But yeah, just keep a nice soft focus, and a layered look is good as well. Anything that moves when you move rather than being too rigid is good. It's flattering.
What about pear shaped ladies?
Pear shape is if you've got a waist, we're assuming that the hips are bigger waist, then something like Julie's wearing is great. Full skirts and accentuate the smaller waist.
And what if you're a gym bunny and you're an exceptionally athletic figure? Not like me.
So sometimes you'll have seen the award ceremonies, and some of the very athletic and muscular ladies don't look that great in the evening dresses. So I think not too frilly, not too fussy. And something like this, which is actually a stretch sateen, which is very flattering, but I wouldn't put it on anybody that was a lot bigger. And this lady was able to have cutaway shoulders because she wasn't so bothered about covering her arms. Well, in actual fact, she did cover her arms, but it was bare up here. And it's a nice modern, classic, contemporary shape.
That's obviously a gorgeously bold look, but is there anything you would say is a no-go for mothers of the bride or groom?
I think going back to the just not having loud patterns, don't be overdone. I mean, that's my design, sort of ideas is that it's better for a wedding to keep a bit more to be classic. You can still be contemporary, classic with a modern edge, but yeah, not to be in big bold prints and loads of frills or just bigger and louder than life because it's the bride's day. It's not you're a guest or you're a mum. And I think keeping the most important thing too is it suits you, because a lot of people want to match in with the bridesmaids, but it's great for all the pictures you get taken of everybody together. There's not that many nowadays that have lineups. It's more important that the colour suits you and you can wear it again afterwards than to match in with the bridesmaids. But it's very nice if you can tone in with the bridesmaids as well. Like our tartan collection there is actually takes the colours from the groom's kilt and everything tones nicely together. But you would only do it if it suits you.
And how might the choice of maidwear affect the final look?
It can completely change the outfit. I would usually say probably for the curvier ladies, if you're tall, to go for a bigger hat rather than anything too small. Very fashionable just now, the little bands that are halo bands. And I had that for my son's wedding and it was just so comfortable. I didn't want anything too big. I didn't have to take it off and it was very light. A bit like the one on the right. And then the one in the middle is more of a traditional hat. Nowadays, there's not so many hats. They're more on. So I think our milliner calls them perchers. So they go on a band. It's better for your hair, and it looks quite fashionable. Keep your hat just above your eyebrow. Don't have it too far back. It looks far more fashionable. If you want your eye to be seen, but just above there, forward, and it looks more chic.
And then any sort of final on the day pointers for mums?
Just enjoy the run up to the wedding. I think that it's all the doom and gloom around. It's a fabulous thing to have to look forward to is your daughter or your son's wedding, and you want to enjoy the run up to it as much as possible. Here we've got one of our clients last year being fitted for a dress, so we fit. The first fit is done in a calico toile. The second fit is in your fabric and usually collecting on the third visit. And each time we really get to know our clients, come maybe in 4 times, come see us, and we get to know them, have fun. And when they come in, one of the things that is most satisfying and gives us a real pleasure is seeing our clients leave with just a big smile on their face. We take pictures when they leave, and we've got so many pictures where they're just, really happy and loving, just loving wearing the outfit. Everybody comes in a bit nervous to begin with, and maybe put off going shopping because they're a bit bigger than they want to be, or not feeling the best. And by the time they go, we see this transformation, and the confidence that having a dress made especially to measure for you gives you is really, it's amazing to see people coming in from being quite shy to going out. And I had one lady who said, I'd taken her photograph and she was dancing around, and some people even sing. And she was dancing around, and then she said, I hate getting my photograph taken. And I went, really? You wouldn't know it. Because, so confidence, having the right outfit, feeling great, worth its weight in gold, because it just makes you enjoy your day so much better if you're happy with what you're wearing. And the run-up to the wedding is so important, and having the visits to the shop and having it made for you is a nice experience.
Does anyone have any fashion-related questions you'd like to ask Joyce? No? She'll be over on, hang around for a few minutes afterwards if anyone wants to ask her anything on a one-to-one basis, or she'll be over on her stand just over there, so feel free to pop over for a chat. So thank you very much, Joyce. It's been a pleasure talking. And thanks, lovely ladies.
Thank you.
Fantastic.